After a huge success on Friday with House of Glory and a wrestling event that is making people on the independent circuit here on the East Coast fucking salty, after an NXT takeover once again that blew away all of our expectations, after the most meaningless world title victory in the history of the WWE on Sunday, after a brand new Roman Reigns agenda was pushed to the masses on Monday, leaving me with no voice and sheer exhaustion, SummerSlam weekend finally ended with SmackDown Live tonight, and I can honestly say that I am super glad that SummerSlam weekend 2018 is finally over. SmackDown Live tonight, last night in the Barclays Center, gave us a lot of talking points. A lot of talking points tonight for SmackDown Live. And out of everything that happened on this show, we've seen a lot of this stuff picked up and left over from SummerSlam. Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton tonight. Hardy lost to Nakamura on Sunday at SummerSlam. And then we had Daniel Bryan and The Miz. We went over how Daniel Bryan lost that match. The Miz cheated to win as Maurice handed her husband brass knuckles. We went over the AJ Styles Samoa Joe situation. We went over the tag team title situation. And then we went over the women's championship situation. And what happened after the women's championship situation, probably to me, out of everything, has me invested and interested a lot more right now than everything else going on with SmackDown Live. I want to get this out of the way, and I know some people will disagree with me. Some people that I talk to on a daily basis about WWE, they've disagreed with me, but I want to raise this question. WWE tonight and at SummerSlam, I mentioned that SummerSlam that WWE took a risk. WWE took a risk on having their beloved Charlotte Flair be the recipient of a post-match beatdown from one of the most over baby faces in the women's division, Becky Lynch. And that's including NXT, Monday Night Raw, and all of SmackDown Live. WWE took a risk on Charlotte getting beat up post-match as she won the Women's Championship. WWE pulled the trigger in New York because New York is a smart crowd, and they figured that, listen, we're going to take the risk. If it fails, we'll try and correct it on Tuesday, but if we strike it rich with this one, and people take to the Becky Lynch beatdown of Charlotte, we won't really have to do much. And everything is just going to align itself to where it needs to be. Becky's going to remain a babyface, and the fans will turn on Charlotte because of Becky Lynch and people wanting Becky Lynch to win the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. We get into Tuesday, and everything seems to be okay. And then Becky Lynch opens her mouth. Now, I want to mention this, and I know some of you are disagreeing with me already. In my honest and truthful opinion, I do not think Becky Lynch is a heel. I don't think Becky Lynch is a heel because it reminds me too much of what WWE currently is doing with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is portrayed as a babyface, and he's getting heel heat. And then the people turn around and say, well, isn't Roman already a heel? Why would you need to turn him into a heel? He's getting a heel-like reaction, but he's not a heel because he's not being portrayed as a heel. The defending Universal Champion. He's going to be a defending Universal Champion. He's standing up for the men and women of the locker room. He's going to give everybody on Monday night the champion that we need. All this other fucking garbage that they're spewing down your throat. He's not a heel. If he's a heel, then he's going to shit on the crowd, and he's going to act very heel-like in everything that he does. So Roman is not a heel, no matter how many people want to say that he is, no matter how many times that he wants to go on whomever's podcast or interview or newsletter or magazine article and say, well, aren't I already a heel? No, you're not. You are not a heel. Becky Lynch is not a heel. And I attribute that, in my honest opinion, to the reaction that the Barclays Center gave us tonight. Now, where people disagree with me on that is, A, she shit on the crowd. B, she tried to escape into the crowd when Charlotte came down and tried to beat her ass. And those two aspects, people are saying, well, that's it. That's all you need. Becky is a heel. But in everything that WWE did, they towed the line so close, and I was scratching my head and I was almost cringing at the fact, what the fuck are you doing? You were borderline having Becky turn on everyone and give me something that is the complete opposite of genuine. You're having this woman who everyone loves. There's not one person who dislikes Becky, wants to see Becky lose, or has any ill will or a problem with Becky Lynch. There's absolutely no way you are going to script a narrative and have the fans turn on Becky Lynch. It is humanly impossible. Becky Lynch is in the Daniel Bryan category of baby faces that we want to see overcome whatever struggle they're going through. It's not going to work. So by the reaction that we got tonight in Brooklyn, even though WWE towed that line so close and almost had Becky step into that threshold, I don't think she's a heel. Everybody, no matter how many times she said, you people were never against me, we're going to listen to it right now. How many times the people are not with her, they're against her. You know, people were cheering Charlotte at the end of SummerSlam. I don't know what the fuck everybody is listening to. I don't know who scripted this promo for her. It was absolutely ludicrous to hear that shit. So the reaction that we got in Brooklyn tonight, Becky is not a heel. You may think otherwise. You may disagree with me. That is perfectly okay. I'm basing it off the crowd reaction. In this instance, when Roman gets that heel heat from the crowd reaction, he's being portrayed as a superhero. So he's not a heel. In this case, it's almost as if the roles are reversed. Becky is trying to talk like a heel, but the fans are giving her a babyface reaction. You're forcing something upon someone that nobody wants. You cannot do that. It's not going to work. And in this instance, Charlotte is the Roman Reigns of this story. My voice is fucked up. Commentary with House of Glory on Friday fucked everything up. I got to take a few days and not talk about wrestling. But it's not a situation where she is a heel. Now, they may be forcing it on you. It may come off that way because that's what WWE wants. That's what WWE, I think, is trying to do. And it's not going to work. It's not going to work whatsoever. Let's hear what Becky Lynch had to say. She explains why she attacked Charlotte Flair at the end of SummerSlam when Charlotte won the SmackDown Live Women's Championship.
I deserve to be standing here as the women's champion. And since that moment was stolen from me, Charlotte Flair deserved the beating that I gave her. Because SummerSlam wasn't supposed to be about Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns or AJ Styles or Seth Rollins or Ronda Rousey, and it certainly wasn't supposed to be about Charlotte Flair. It was supposed to be about one woman, me. It was supposed to be my time. I had fought my way for months and earned my way into a singles match with Carmella. And I had even gotten over the fact that Charlotte Flair had been added to the match.
People are chanting her name.
Because finally, it was my opportunity to silence the critics that said that I was just Charlotte's friend. I pictured myself raising that title above my head, saying that I am my own woman, that I am a top star, that I put SmackDown Live Women's Division on the map, and that I am the new champion.
All right, so we're a minute and 25 in here on the WWE YouTube video, okay? Nothing's been said that's out of the box or out of character for Becky. Becky's tone is one of frustration, which is okay. It's fine. And then all of a sudden, the switch is turned on, and I'm scratching my head as to why they're doing this. And the first thing that I thought of, well, it's not going to work. You are doing something and forcing something upon us that we don't want. And you can't do that. The WWE should have learned this lesson already, and they failed to grasp at the fact that they're doing the same thing with Roman Reigns. You can't do that. I don't understand the logic of these fucking people in this company. Instead of forcing something down everyone's throat that we don't want, why don't you let things just happen naturally? When you let things happen naturally, everything is so much better. The fans are directing you on where they want this shit to go. But you're trying to flip it and tell your story, and it's not the right story. The fans are telling you exactly how it should be. And WWE is telling you, nope, it's not supposed to be that way. You're supposed to cheer Charlotte Flair. But we don't want to cheer Charlotte Flair. The story is of a betrayal. We have always loved Becky. Becky's been a babyface ever since she's been on the main roster. Charlotte was a heel already. Now she's a babyface. And the winds of change are keeping Becky where she needs to be. And Charlotte, being that she's the one who betrayed her best friend, she's the fucking culprit here. She's the one who took Becky's spotlight away. She's the bad one. She's the one that deserves the punishment in the end. And no, WWE is not telling you that story. Why? I don't understand why they don't naturally let things just happen. Let things happen. You know? I don't understand this company.
Come SummerSlam, I had enough of the opinions, and I decided to take action. Because that referee slapping the mat for the third time was like someone counting me out of a trance. I have never seen anything more clearly in my life. I knew in that moment that my so-called best friend had been holding me back. I knew in that moment that Charlotte Flair had stolen my spotlight and my opportunity for the last time. I knew in that moment that I was going to raise her hand up and rip her head off.
Now, I don't know. Now, again, I don't understand this. This is a story, even with Becky's attitude and tone and what she's saying here. You know, clearly WWE, this is on their YouTube channel. WWE conveniently left out all the shit that she was talking about. That nobody wanted to see her win. There was no hashtag give Becky a chance. People were cheering when Charlotte won the title. Where were you people after the match was over? I don't know what the fuck she was listening to. Maybe she was in Los Angeles while we were watching SummerSlam in New York. I don't know where the fuck she was in that moment. And then the story I told you, a story of betrayal here. WWE has lined up literally every aspect of this story for Charlotte to be the one who fucked up. People love to see someone that they've beloved all along to go through hardship and then to overcome and get what they deserve. Becky snapped out of a trance, and now she wants to take what she believes is rightfully hers. If you don't think the fans are going to stick behind Becky on this mission, on this journey to get what she deserves, this must be your first day writing wrestling for WWE. Or this might be your first day in the industry. You cannot be this stupid. You can't be this stupid. So Charlotte comes out, and then she She's holding the title up in the air, and she's like, all over this. You're doing all of this for this. And she holds the title up in the air, and then she throws the title to the ground. And then she runs to the ring, and there's a big brawl that happens on the outside in the ring, on the outside in the ring. Paige comes out. She ushers every female on the SmackDown Live roster to break this thing up. And that was it. Let them fight. Let them fight. People cheering Becky. People booing Charlotte. Let things happen naturally. If you're dating somebody, right, for the first couple of weeks, month and a half, 2 months, right, you know, you're not going to put a label on the relationship just yet, are you? You're not gonna label each other boyfriend, girlfriend. You're gonna let things materialize until you are at a comfortable stage where you can then put a title on the relationship. WWE doesn't understand this concept. You know? You're not gonna call yourself an executive chef when you're still in culinary school. You're learning to be an executive chef and maybe cook and do culinary at a fancy restaurant in downtown Manhattan. You know? It's like you're playing AAA ball for the Braves. And you're playing third base. Then you go out and you fucking brag about, oh yeah, I'm with the Braves organization. I played third base for the Atlanta Braves. No, motherfucker, you play third base for the AAA farm team. You don't play for the Major League team yet. Come on, man. I don't understand WWE not letting things just happen organically. And I use that word a lot, organically. This is not going to work. I don't give a shit how angry you make Becky. Becky didn't even sound like she was genuine being angry. I don't see an angry Becky. I want to see some frustration, but I don't want to see frustration to the point where she's putting people down. And even when she tried to put people down, people understood her frustration. You gotta let this organically just take place. You can't be forcing shit on people. Charlotte, we all know, is a better heel. Charlotte is a better bitch. You know, her father was one of the greatest heels, if not the greatest heel in the history of this sport. You're taking Charlotte away from what she was really born to be. And you're forcing her as if you're forcing Roman Reigns on us, just like you did for the last 4 years. Please, I beg of you, don't force anything here. The fans are giving you an idea of where they want it to go. And I don't book this match at Hell in a Cell. I wait till Evolution. I do everything else you need to do, and you have the match happen at Evolution. Simple as that. But I don't know why WWE would even contemplate turning this woman heel. Some people were texting me saying that Becky was downright wanting to cry when she was reading or just spewing this bullshit because Becky doesn't believe for 1 second. I know for a fact, I swear on my fucking grandfather's tomb, that if I asked Becky Lynch, did you believe the words that came out of your mouth when you were talking about the fans don't back you or the fans don't, you know, support you? If I asked Becky Lynch, or if anyone asked Becky Lynch what you thought when you were spewing that bullshit out of your mouth, she would be the first one to say, I don't believe anything that I'm saying. You booked this woman to say something that genuinely she does not believe or stand behind at all, and then you're expecting me to believe it. That is all you need to know about how fucked up WWE is with their narrative here. If you believe for 1 second Becky Lynch believed the fucking shit that came out of her mouth, you're a goddamn fucking fool. I hate when I have to be, and I'm yelling and I shouldn't be yelling. I hate when my intelligence is insulted and WWE is insulting everyone's intelligence with this storyline. Garbage. Garbage. They need to let this thing organically happen. If not, deemed a failure. And that's all I will say on that. Moving on. The Miz and Daniel Bryan. We all knew what The Miz did at SummerSlam with the brass knuckles. The Miz came out and he faked retirement at the Barclays Center. Pretty much just throwing Daniel Bryan under the bus, saying that he doesn't need to fight Daniel Bryan anymore, that he's retired from fighting Daniel Bryan ever again because he did exactly what he said he was going to do, and that was beat Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan wanted The Miz to come to SmackDown Live so that he can punch him in the face. The Miz beat Daniel Bryan by punching him once right in the face. And Miz was bragging about how he's got the best right hand or left hand. I don't know if he's a lefty. I think he's a lefty. He's got the best strike, and he's comparing his punch to everybody in the Barclays Center. So that was pretty much the basis of that. But WWE can't leave it alone. WWE can't let it materialize. They need content for a useless C-level pay-per-view at Hell in a Cell. So what does WWE do? They are giving you more of Daniel Bryan and The Miz. And what I mean by that is now both The Miz and Daniel Bryan's wives are getting involved.
It is with heavy heart and the utmost sadness that I officially announce my retirement. Of ever facing Daniel Bryan again.
Oh, thank God.
There's the punchline.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, 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 all you want. Coward.
Just like all the trolls on social media.
My old coward.
Just like all the spam accounts with pro wrestler profiles.
Coward. Daniel, why don't you get that look off your face?
Miz conveniently brings Maurice right in front of him like a fucking coward.
Coward in the record books. What it will say is, it will not say coward in the record books. What the record books will display is that The Miz defeated Daniel Bryan, that The Miz is superior to Daniel Bryan in every single way. And you are going to have to live with the fact that you will never beat me, you will never be better than me, and you will never have a chance to go up against me ever again.
Miz, for once in your life, shut up. You can come out here and mock my retirement. You can come out here and try to convince everybody that you didn't cheat to win, but that's a lie. It's just another layer in the huge facade that is The Miz. Just like the lights, just like the makeup you wear in the ring right now. And I'm sorry, you're not actually gonna be able to retire yet because—
Daniel, enough. Go home already. Retire again. And honestly, you might as well want to change your name for Daniel Bella.
Uh-oh. Oh, my God.
oh my gosh, it's Daniel Bryan's wife, Brie Bella. And she's making a beeline for the ring. Oh, she just punched
She leveled the fucking Miz, dude, right in the face. And then Bryan, huge clothesline over the top.
Listen, you know as well as anyone else, Brie has been by Daniel's side through this whole thing. Daniel and Brie just took out the It couple.
The Miz has retired from Daniel Bryan.
Yeah,
This is uncalled for.
Think again.
Maurice just gave birth 4 months ago. She's the mother of the century. This could be stressful beyond belief.
Brie had a baby too, don't sweat it. My wife's got a sweet punch, doesn't she? Now, before I was rudely interrupted, I actually just talked to General Manager Paige. And at Hell in a Cell, Miz, you and I are in a match together. But it's not just the two of us. It's going to be a mixed tag match with the two of you against the two of us.
That is you.
Now, I'm okay with this. I really am okay with this decision. I think a lot of us kind of figured that after Maurice got involved at SummerSlam by handing Miz the brass knuckles, that it was eventually going to lead to Brie getting back on television and then helping her, well, I guess helping him, and then, you know, have the mixed tag team match happen. Brie and Bryan versus Maurice and The Miz. I'm okay with this. You know, it does one of two things. One, we now know Daniel Bryan has signed a new WWE deal. Because if he's being booked for Hell in a Cell, then we know that Daniel Bryan has at least signed an extension. To what extent, we don't know. But he's staying with the WWE because his contract is up in a week. His contract is up in a week, according to sources, on September 1st. I would also have this be another loss for Daniel Bryan, and I would have The Miz continuously best Daniel Bryan. If The Miz, to me anyway, if The Miz loses anything to Daniel Bryan, nobody's going to take him seriously. Nobody's going to take him seriously. Bryan, we want to get behind Bryan. Again, we want to get behind Bryan. We want to see him overcome, and we're not going anywhere until he does overcome The Miz. If The Miz loses, nobody's going to take him seriously in anything that he does, and it could really risk ending this entire feud. The Miz needs to beat Daniel Bryan in order to continue coming out and acting the way that he does, and then eventually lobby for a WWE Championship match. Because Joe is not, no matter how epic Joe was tonight, Joe is not going to beat AJ Styles. And that's a shitty fucking thing to say. Because after the fucking promo tonight that Joe cut, I'd give Samoa Joe the WWE Championship just based on what he did tonight. But I would honestly have The Miz next in line for the WWE Championship. You know, a couple of years ago, I'll be dead honest with you. I wasn't looking forward to The Miz even being in discussion for a WWE Championship. You look at the landscape of SmackDown Live right now. When Joe gets through, when Styles gets through Joe, you know, nobody else is really lined up for him. Nakamura's a heel. He's the United States Champion. Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy, I don't see that ending anytime soon. Almost, he's not there yet, you know. So The Miz right now, if he continues to beat Daniel Bryan, then The Miz getting a shot at AJ Styles and being the one to take the title away from AJ Styles makes all the sense in the world. That's the way I'd go about it. And again, I'd have Daniel Bryan continue to just struggle, and I would have some sort of storyline going into the Royal Rumble where Daniel Bryan ends up being number one. And having Daniel Bryan win the Royal Rumble in Phoenix from the number one position, and then going on to WrestleMania and challenge The Miz for the WWE Championship. I mean, that is all the story you really need. That is everything. I would not have The Miz lose at Hell in a Cell in this match. I'd have them continue to just get by Daniel Bryan in the cheesiest, peskiest, heel-like ways possible. But I enjoyed this. I thought it was great. And I have no problem with the mixed tag team match, as long as this, for now, is it. And then The Miz can claim 2 victories over Daniel Bryan and then be placed in a WWE Championship match come December. Because AJ Styles is probably going to be defending against Roman Reigns at the Survivor Series. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. What's going to happen there? So I enjoyed that. I thought it was great. And the mixed tag team match is set for Hell in a Cell. Those were the 2 big things on SmackDown Live. Those are the 2 things I really wanted to focus on here. But let's get into the results here, man. Obviously, that opened up the show, and the mixed tag team match was made. Paige also made a match with Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy for the first time on SmackDown Live since many, many, many years ago. So Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton, these guys went to a DQ. Hardy intentionally gave Orton a low blow. He was going for his signature leg drop in between the legs, and instead he low blowed him. He kicked him straight in the fucking balls. He hit him right in the Viper. So Jeff Hardy clearly didn't want to shake Randy Orton's hand on SmackDown Live. The referee called for the bell, DQ. Randy Orton wins by DQ. Jeff Hardy finally got all his frustration out on Randy Orton, and it was beautiful. You know, they brawled all around ringside. Fans were chanting delete. He tosses Orton over the announce table. That's not the only instance in which somebody was thrown over the announce table. It seems like that was an ongoing theme throughout SmackDown Live tonight. Orton starts fighting back, but Hardy charges, drops him. Hardy sends Orton into the steel post over the barricade. They fight all the way to the production area in the back to the side of the stage. And Hardy is nailing Orton with digital cameras and steel chairs. He picked up one steel chair, started hitting Orton over the back. He dropped that one, picked up a second steel chair, did the same thing. He was just going crazy. Then he laid Orton out on a table in the production area and then climbed one of the production crates. And all these reports about Hardy being injured with a nerve issue and a bad back and this and that. You know, the guy seems to be, fucking careless. He doesn't give a shit. That Swanton bomb on the ring apron at SummerSlam, I can't imagine him feeling good after that. And this guy's jumping off production trucks and putting Randy Orton through a fucking table on SmackDown Live with a Swanton bomb. I guess he's feeling pretty damn good. So that was it. Randy Orton had his karma come right back to him. Jeff Hardy beat the shit out of him. Randy Orton did put his finger through Hardy's earlobe again, and it looked just as fucking sickening as when he did it the first time. I actually turned away, and I cringed at the sight of it. And the camera, you know, fucking despicable as they may be, they zoomed in on that fucking shit. So, unbelievable, man. Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy, nowhere near done. I am assuming that they will have a match at Hell in a Cell. The Bar is being interviewed by Renee Young. They requested this time with Renee Young to pretty much state that the end of the tag team title match tonight, they're looking at the winner. So, it'll be The Bar versus whomever walks out the new tag team champions. Karl Anderson and Luke Gallows come in, and I don't know why WWE has failed to push these guys. I really don't understand what the fuck they're doing here. You know, if there's anybody leaving for New Japan, I would sign these two guys up at the top of the fucking list. They've gone absolutely nowhere in the 2.5 years that they've been in WWE. Gallows and Anderson come in, they're dressing in suits and fucking funny glasses, and they're trying to pretty much say, Renee Young, we're trying out for the pre-show. They want to be on the pre-show panel. And they say that because Renee Young actually didn't know why the Bar wanted this interview. So she was like, are you coming on here to predict who's going to win? And then they made fun. What do you think? We're auditioning for the pre-show? No, we want the tag team champions at the end of the night. Then the club come in, Gallows and Anderson come in, and they start putting on these funny suits and these outfits and say that they are auditioning for the pre-show. And then they go into these funny accents. I mean, how could anybody take these fucking guys seriously? And then Karl Anderson shows off his fucking abs. If there's one thing that Karl Anderson has done right in the WWE, it's attain six-pack abs. He's I don't know if he's fucking competing with Johnny Impact. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. But apparently, he's putting more effort into that than actually fucking wrestling on WWE. I don't care about the Bar. Or this match here with the club. Why would anybody care about this? One dead team going up against another dead team. You know? Seriously. And why are people requesting tag team title matches? So if the club win next week, this is a match next week, by the way. If the club win next week, are they number one contenders for the tag team titles? Because at this point, you know, I did mention I want the Bar versus the New Day. But not right away. You know, if we get some, you know, back and forth between the club and the New Day, that's at least a little bit fresh. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I think that would be actually entertaining to see those two teams go at it. Why not? Give me something different before you go back and do the same fucking shit. And where are the Usos? Why haven't we seen the Usos? Why aren't we sitting in the Uso penitentiary? What happened? I don't understand why WWE has all these tag teams, but they only focus on the tag team champions. And then they lump whoever is the flavor of the fucking week into a championship match with no meaning behind it. And there's no vying for a number one position in the tag team division. You got your champions, and there should be 4, 5, 6 other fucking teams jockeying for fucking position. You just can't come out and claim a title shot. The fuck did you do? You lost to the New Day. You just can't come out and claim a championship match. Who writes this shit? I don't understand it. And I'm sure neither do you guys. Peyton Royce versus Naomi. Good on you, Corey Graves. The crown of Mr. Petty, King Pettiness, goes to Corey Graves. Did you see what he said tonight? I've been following the Iconics and their career well before NXT, and they've never looked better. Are you fucking kidding me? You know, why don't you get over yourself, Mr. Graves? Or was that another Vince McMahon fed line on commentary? You know, I don't understand this shit. It's bad enough it was nothing but a fucking lynch mob that came after Dave Meltzer, but this shit was horribly blown out of fucking proportion. You know, just when it's calming down, you come on here on live television and just reignite the fucking bullshit. It's over. There's no need to mention it anymore. The entire roster got out their frustration on poor old Dave Meltzer and let it be. The guy's a fucking asshole, okay? Their opinions are not going to change. You don't need to reignite or open up the fucking wound when Meltzer has been trying his best to put a goddamn fucking Band-Aid on it. So fucking petty. Ridiculous. Peyton Royce and Naomi, I thought this was a sloppy fucking match. I'm glad to see Naomi back on television. But this was a sloppy fucking match, man. I cannot watch. You know, I agree with Dave Meltzer. She was better in NXT. She really was. I don't know what the fucking issue is. It has nothing to do with her looks, of course. But I enjoyed her work better in NXT. There's just something about, and he's right, there's something about the Iconics on the main roster that just is not working. It's not working. Whether it's their promos or the fact that they are still very green. You know, I mentioned Peyton Royce getting a little bit better in the ring. I can't tell how better she's getting in the ring if she's off fucking television for 4 weeks at a time and then comes back and has a sloppy match with Naomi and then off television for another 4 weeks. How am I supposed to know how someone is progressing if we don't see them regularly? It's ridiculous. But Peyton Royce wins here. I guess WWE tried to capitalize on all this Dave Meltzer shit. They conveniently put her in a match with Naomi, and they conveniently gave her a clean victory over Naomi. Fisherman suplex for the win. Boom. Done. Peyton Royce wins. We have the Becky Lynch situation. We went over all that already. I don't need to go over that again. Rusev and Lana versus Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega. We seen this at SummerSlam. I even said it on my SummerSlam review. I wouldn't be shocked that SmackDown Live comes and we get a rematch here, and that's exactly what happened. Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega got a win at SummerSlam, and here we are. Rusev and Lana with a victory in their own pocket here on SmackDown Live. And it was all because of Aiden English. Vega comes in, goes for Rusev. Lana hits a spear. Aiden English comes down and stops Almas. He was bringing in a steel chair. So he stops Almas from attacking Rusev with a steel chair. Rusev takes advantage, drops Almas with a Machka kick. Rusev stomps on Almas, applies the accolade for the win. And that was pretty much it. Rusev and Lana win here. They get their victory back from SummerSlam, and Rusev is happy that Aiden English this time did not fuck up. Lana didn't look too happy, though. Lana didn't give a shit. Rusev was pointing at Aiden English like, yeah, bro. Yeah, man. Renee Young is on stage with AJ Styles. This is where things got a little bit fucking funny, man. This was so great. Renee is interviewing AJ Styles on the stage and asks AJ to explain what happened at SummerSlam. So he doesn't say anything immediately. He pauses. And the fans, it's New York City. I expect nothing less from fucking garbage people. Who's your daddy? Chanting at AJ Styles. AJ says SummerSlam didn't end the way that he wanted, but he doesn't regret what happened to Samoa Joe. Does this... Let me see if this is actually on their YouTube channel. I would love to replay this. It is not on here yet. I don't know why they didn't upload it. I don't really have any other site to play these promos. But regardless, it was fucking hilarious. AJ says SummerSlam didn't go the way that he wants, but he doesn't regret what happened to Samoa Joe. AJ says Joe crossed a line that a real man does not cross. Now, AJ explains that he broke a promise, but he has another to make to the WWE Universe and his family sitting at home. One he won't break. The next time Joe mentions his family, he's going to rip Joe's heart out. Ooh. You don't hear that type of thing being said on WWE television, being that it's PG. AJ suddenly goes down, and we see Joe pulling him off the stage. So Joe attacks AJ and drops him quick with a coquina clutch, chokes him out, and then he drags the cameraman. He gets in the camera's face and he tells the cameraman to come close. Joe breaks the hold, takes the microphone, and right in front of the camera, he calls out AJ Styles' wife. Remember the glorious days of NXT when he would call out Regal and he would scream Regal's last name? This is exactly what he did here. He yelled into the mic with the most vicious tone possible, Wendy. And I would do it, but I can't fucking scream anymore. He screams into the mic and calls out AJ's wife, Wendy. And he mentions something about tucking the kids in tonight, but Daddy AJ has already gone night-night. I fucking sat there when they went to commercial break until they came back from commercial break, laughing my fucking ass off. If I was to give the WWE Championship based on promo work, I would give Samoa Joe the WWE Championship based off this little interaction here. This was absolutely fucking brilliant. It is such a shame how Samoa Joe, and I wish this wasn't the case because the guy is just so fucking good at what he does. And I stand behind exactly what I stated when I'm talking about Ciampa. A good heel, a great heel makes an even better babyface. Samoa Joe is so fucking flawless in his heel work. It is downright fucking scary. And tonight, tonight should have been the exclamation point on that if anybody has had doubts in the past. This was brilliant. This was 30 seconds, and this was the best thing on both shows, Monday and Tuesday, all week. All week. This was fantastic. So we get a segment here with Carmella, and Paige just throws her under the bus. Baby girl, you look different. Did you get your hair done? Did you get your nails done? You went in a new outfit? You look lighter. Did you lose some weight? Oh, that's right. You lost about 10 pounds of gold. So Carmella demands a rematch, and then all of a sudden, again, I love R-Truth, man. If R-Truth keeps this up, man, I want to see him back on SmackDown Live regularly. This is fucking hilarious. R-Truth walks in and says Carmella has been ducking him for weeks now, but he will get that title shot by pinning her. So Paige then says, baby boy, you can't have a match with Carmella. What are you doing here? I don't know. It was just comic relief for that one moment, but it's fucking hilarious. I think R-Truth has such an infectious personality that I want to see him on television more, man. I honestly, you know what? I'm going to throw this out there. Nakamura has nothing else to do. He's got nothing to do with Randy Orton. He's got nothing to do with Jeff Hardy anymore. Nakamura beat Jeff Hardy. It's over. The issues between Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton now. I would not be opposed to having a Shinsuke Nakamura versus R-Truth feud for the United States Championship. Or at least get R-Truth back on television. You're not doing anything with Ty Dillinger. I would love to see R-Truth and Ty Dillinger as a tag team and give them more TV time. I think that could be a hugely entertaining act. You got to get him back on television. If he's going to be that entertaining, you can't be sitting on this guy. Same thing with Dillinger. Do something with these guys. The tag team division could use some help. The mid-card can use some help. Come on, man. You got all the talent. What the fuck you wasting these guys for? That's the one thing that irks the shit out of me about these shows. So Carmella's getting a match next week against Charlotte. And well, it's going to be very interesting to see. Charlotte with this bullshit with Becky Lynch. How is Charlotte going to be received next week against Carmella? You know? I think WWE is strategically putting Charlotte in that match next week because they want to force the Charlotte initiative now. There's no way anybody in that fucking... Where are they next week? They're in Canada? There's no way that people are going to fucking cheer Carmella. You'll be forced to cheer Charlotte. Carmella's terrible. So WWE knows what they're doing. They're trying to fuck with you. Tag team title match. New Day. Bludgeon Brothers. No DQ for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships, man. My goodness. Did they blow their SummerSlam match out of the fucking water? Where have these Bludgeon Brothers been since WrestleMania? I seen more attitude and more charisma in 15 minutes in this main event than I seen in fucking 5 months with the Bludgeon Brothers since WrestleMania. What the fuck happened? Where have these guys been? And according to sources, Eric Rowan is hurt. He didn't act at all if he was hurt. I couldn't tell what was hurting him. He was certainly hurting the fucking New Day, though. Jesus Christ. This was a great fucking match. I love a no DQ match. I love a tornado tag team match with no rules. 4 guys just beating the shit out of one another. You just worry about the pinfall. Anything goes. The unpredictability is there. There was one point during this match where all 4 guys were on the floor, just beating the shit out of one another. I think it was Luke Harper who picks up the fucking announce chair that Byron Saxton was sitting in, launches it at Kofi Kingston, and throws it like a fucking Randy Johnson 101-mile-an-hour fastball right at Kofi Kingston. Crowd went fucking crazy for this shit. They popped big for it. This was a great match, man, but we kind of knew what was going on here with the news of Eric Rowan being hurt, and then just the way that we seen the New Day come out of nowhere again for the Tag Team Championships. You know the WWE wants to push the New Day initiative, five-time Tag Team Champion. They want the New Day to be the one team that holds the Tag Team titles more than any other team in WWE history. This is the same shit. It's the same shit. So, Harper and Rowan are about to win this match. They got this match dominated. And the stupid shit that these commentators are supposed to say, or that they're fed to say, Byron Saxton said the New Day took the biggest beating of their careers and overcame the Bludgeon Brothers. Did you forget Hell in a Cell with the Usos? You're going to compare that beating to this on SmackDown Live. Give me a fucking break. It's like the crowd. It's like they think the fans have fucking the memory of a goldfish. Harper's slapping the shit out of Rowan. Rowan's like standing there taking slaps from Harper. Again, hit me harder. I'm like, what the fuck? So Harper is slapping Rowan. Rowan tells him to do it again and again and again. At this point, they got the mallets, right? They got these mallets. They picked them up. Nothing else worked. So they pick up the mallets. Rowan charges with the mallet. And he gets some extra effort from Luke Harper. And he crashes through the timekeeper's area. And he misses Kofi. So Rowan lands. It was Xavier Woods. I'm sorry. Rowan misses Xavier Woods. And Harper super kicks Woods and checks on his part. So then Harper brings Woods back into the ring. Goes for a powerbomb. Now, they got a table set up in the ring, and Woods was about to be powerbombed through the table. So Harper brings Woods back into the ring, goes for the powerbomb. Kofi runs in with the mallet that Rowan dropped because he went into the barricade. So he hits Harper with the mallet. Kofi hits Trouble in Paradise, and then they lay Harper out on the table. And Harper was more than 75% away from where Xavier Woods was about to jump off the top rope. He goes to the top. He does his springboard elbow drop, drives Harper through the table. Kofi jumps on top of Woods. They pin Harper. 1, 2, 3, and the New Day are your 5-time SmackDown Live tag team champions, or 5-time tag team champions in general. I don't think they're 5-time tag team champions on SmackDown. A 5-time tag team champion in general. I think it's 3 on Raw and then 2 on SmackDown, if I'm not mistaken. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, please. I'm just completely out of it. I am completely WWE'd out at this point with 4 days of fucking SummerSlam weekend. My goodness. New tag team champions, the New Day. Best spot in the match was the chair. The other best spot of the match was Harper and Rowan set up 2 chairs in the ring, and then they grabbed the ladder from underneath the ring, and they made a little ladder bridge on top of the steel chairs, and they crucifix bombed Kofi Kingston on top of the ladder in the ring, man. That was pretty fucking sweet, too. This was a great tag team match. This is what we need to be seeing as far as tag teams. Competitive tag team wrestling, and I love the no DQ stipulation. I love the Texas Tornado style ruling. Great stuff. New tag team champions. We'll see what they do with the tag team titles from here on out. Probably going to be the New Day and the Bar, because the club are garbage. And I'd love to see the Usos make a return. WWE has, the option to make it interesting. I'd love to see some new teams step up to the plate. I really would, instead of the same old shit. If I was running this shit, I would eliminate these tag team championships, and I would have one set of titles, and I would merge both Raw and SmackDown Live tag team divisions. Because I don't see what the fuck they're doing on Monday Night Raw. SmackDown Live is the same fucking teams, the same 3 teams. That's the Bar, the New Day, and it's probably going to be the Usos when their time has come. Because they're not going to be off TV that much longer. I would merge the tag team divisions to get some real competitive tag team wrestling on these shows. But SmackDown Live, I enjoyed it better than Monday Night Raw. No matter what the Shield did, the Shield getting together and reuniting was a political agenda. They take a red-hot Seth Rollins, who just won the Intercontinental Championship. Dean Ambrose is making waves, coming back, and now they're nothing but Roman lackeys again to try and help Roman get over. Bullshit. I enjoyed SmackDown better than Raw. We'll see what happens. Tomorrow we got NXT. I think Pete Dunne defended the UK title right before TakeOver. I don't know against who, but I probably will not be reviewing NXT, being that the shows after TakeOver are really nothing but matches and there's no storyline. I'll be back with that next week, but we'll see what happens, man. Next week I'll be in Chicago, so everything that you see worked on the channel, I'll be in my hotel room getting ready for All In. Thank you guys so very much, man. If you missed Off the Script this weekend, live on the channel, go check it out. Monday Night Raw, SummerSlam review, live on the channel right now. Go and check it out, and I will see you guys with something. I'm going to take tomorrow off, I think, because I got to rest my voice. Probably will take tomorrow off. I'll see you guys back here on Thursday for something, and then we'll get ready for the weekend, as always, with episode 236 of Off the Script. Thank you guys so very much for everything this weekend. It was awesome. And to those that I met at my meet and greets this weekend, thank you guys so very much. And I will see you guys on Thursday. After Wednesday, I'm taking time to recuperate my voice and hopefully be back to at least decent feeling for Off the Script this week. And thank you guys so much. Hit that thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. And I will see you guys on Thursday with more content right here on the channel. I'll talk to you later.